This is unexpected. Hey you guys, it's MJ and welcome back to Pet Adventures again. What up, Adventures crew? So today is going to be a very strange video compared to every video I've done here on Pet Adventures. And the reason why is because I just never thought I would make this video, and to be honest, I don't really feel like I wanted to make this video, but this is a video that has been highly requested within lots of videos, and I wasn't sure how to celebrate. I know that a lot of people celebrate their certain amount of subscribers by these kind of videos. And please keep in mind that this is not going to be a trend on my YouTube channel. This is not by any means going to be something I am going to be doing a lot. And I don't really like talking about myself that much, and you know, if I was gonna do that, I would do that on another channel, not exactly this channel. And if this is something you guys want to see more, even if you guys request it, I'm probably not going to be doing it often, but if you guys do want to see that, I can always make a channel that's just about me. So let me know in the comments if that is something you guys definitely want, and only if enough people request it, I will only do it. So without further ado, we are going to do 50 facts about me. 50 facts about your host, MJ of Pet Adventures. So first of all, yes, my name is Mary Jane Bryant. Don't wear it out. I don't usually like to use my first name because people like to be immature about it. But yes, my name is Mary Jane Bryant. That is my name, but we are going to stick with MJ. Thank you. I was born in Texas and raised in Louisiana. So technically I am a true Louisianan. I've been there most of my life, and it was pretty good. I can honestly say that for the most part, as far as Louisiana goes, I actually like it in Louisiana. Yeah, I really do. I truly like it in Louisiana. I truly wish I was still there right now. And Florida is just not the best place to live, which is where I live right now. I lived in a little place called Benton that absolutely nobody knew what that was. Nobody knew what Benton was. Every time I would mention Benton, a lot of people would just be like, what? So it was a very small town. It was such a cute town, and you could literally walk to the library, the gas station, a lot of places that I wanted to go to, I would just walk there. I could technically even walk to my school, but it wasn't like allowed. So it was a very small little town. I lived there basically most of my whole childhood. And to be honest, like, I really liked it for the most part. Like, you could go to the nearby grocery store and you would see somebody that you knew from school there. A lot of the cashiers were kids that were in my school, you know, getting their little summer jobs and stuff like that. So it was a really cute, quiet little town, and I truly liked it. And maybe one day I'll go back there. There was lots of things, like I knew lots of people that took care of like cows and chickens and such there, and I really enjoyed it. So maybe one day I'll get to go back there. I got to see nature a lot there, which is just my true thing that I like to do. So yeah. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I went through several phases in my life, and just like an average teenager, except they were very extreme. I went through a Hilary Duff stage, a Raven Simone Baxter / like That's So Raven stage. I went through my Pocahontas stage, which I'll be getting to in a minute. And what else did I do? I went through a really weird phase where I was a big fan of Tim Burton and Johnny Depp. I went through a lot of phases in my life, so I think maybe I was having some slight identity crisis problems, but at the same time, that's pretty normal. I think most kids go through phases, but mine were a little extreme. Sometimes I feel like some people, like some of the adults were worried about me. But yeah, I think, just like any kid, I was trying to find out who I wanted to be. And one thing that always stuck through my life was that obviously I liked animals. So eventually I went through the last part of my life, well, not last part, but the ending part of my life where I knew that I wanted to work with animals. So that was something I had to think about, but I went through lots and lots of stages, and I went through like, gothic, whatever. I went through my own stages own trends that many people wouldn't have thought of doing. But overall, I think it was okay, and I'm currently getting choked right now. Thank you, Phoenix. That feels great. Pretty normal, and I went through the scene stage in my life way too late. Like only 2 years ago, I think I was through my scene stage, but that was because I was trying to copy off of Snazzy Nikki. She was the girl, the YouTube channel that got me into pet care in general and started, when I started collecting pets and things like that. So that was my general, like, ooh, this is what I want to do. And she really helped me see what I wanted to do. So I'm really thankful for that. She's not on YouTube anymore, but she did get me into pet care quite a lot. And she helped me see that ball pythons are pretty cool. So the greatest night of my life, well, one of the greatest, most memorable nights of my life that I remember is when I went to my very first dance, and I kind of break danced. Well, I don't want to say break dance, but like hip hop danced. It was the coolest night of my life because it was my first dance, so that's always fun. And a lot of people were not dancing. I'm like, this is a dance and no one's dancing. Everyone's just standing around like drinking their Dr. Pepper or whatever. And I'm just like, man, this is boring. So eventually when like a little hip hop / rap flow rider song, whatever came on, I danced my butt off. And it was cool because when I started dancing, I literally had a whole crowd around me. I kid you not. I had a whole crowd around me, and that was really cool. Where are you going, man? Where are you going? Where are you going? He doesn't know what he wants out of life. Just like someone I know. But yeah, that's definitely a fun fact. And I couldn't believe that I did that, but it was cool because I got like my 15 minutes of fame for that time, and it was neat. It was something I always did in front of my room, in my room, but I never would have thought that I would have done it in front of people. And so every dance that I attended to, everybody would expect MJ to dance, and it was kind of funny, but at the same time, I also helped people on that night, helped kids on that night start dancing too. Like, it's okay to let go, and it's a little scary, but it's good to not care what people think of you. And that was pretty cool. So definitely greatest dance / night I had ever had, at least as a kid. I was insanely close to my grandparents. They're not with me anymore, but they were literally my best friends that I could have ever asked for. They taught me so much, and they are close to my heart. And I can't picture you guys, I'm sorry if this one's getting distracting. I just can't imagine my life without them, and I spent most of my childhood with them. I have real parents when I was growing up, and my grandparents were definitely a substitute for that, so really happy that they were around. When I was really, really little, we had multiple cats and dogs in the family, and that was because I would literally go around the street and collect cats and dogs. You could just expect me to come home and just come home with a bunch of different cats and dogs, and it was super funny, but it was something I did, and I'm really proud of that I was doing that even at a very young age. I can only remember about 4 friends in the entire time of my childhood. I'm not gonna say their names, but there were 4 friends, I believe. Yeah, was it 4? Yeah, 4. But yeah, there's only 4 friends that I remember having, and that was through my middle school / high school years. So yeah, as you could tell, I didn't really didn't really have a lot of friends. Yeah, I only remember 4 of them. I only had 3 jobs in my life so far, and all 3 of them were pet stores. They were PetSchmo, PetSmart, and a place called Beverly's Pet Center. I don't want to go too much into those because I don't ever want to get in trouble, but I did work at those 3 places. So yeah, as you could tell, I'm a pretty big pet girl. And I only really worked at those places only because that's what I know. I know animals the best. So I figured why not work at a pet store, and it's not what I thought it was going to be. It was definitely not what I thought it was going to be. But, you know, at first when I worked at pet stores, that was going through my mind, you know, oh, I know about pets and this and that. So most kids I know liked hanging out with their friends all the time, while I was that weird kid that would actually ditch their friends sometimes for their family. Yeah, I was definitely the weird kid in my school. I was actually pretty much voted the weirdest kid in my school, and no, I am not joking. It was not like a real legal thing or anything like that, but all of the kids had voted that I was not the weirdest as far as like a bad weird, but definitely the most unique in my entire school. Keep in mind, I was in a very small school, so that's not so bad. But I was the weird kid that loved hanging out with their family more than their friends. Don't get me wrong, I loved my friends, but I loved my family more, and like I said, literally, my grandparents were my best friends, and I just have so many memories of them that it's just hard not to want to hang out with them all the time. In their own little way, they were kind of cool because my family couldn't care less what people had thought about them. What was cool about my family is they didn't try hard to impress anybody. They didn't try to impress me and my friends or anything like that. If someone didn't like them, then that was kind of just somebody else's problem. And that's what I liked about them. They were so unique. They had their own kind of style going on. So yeah, I was the weird kid that would always hang out with their family. And even ditch plans with my friends for my family. I tell at least 1 story a day about my family. There are endless stories about my grandparents and crazy, funny little stories that I just love. So yeah, 1 story per day about my grandparents is generally what I talk about every single day. I'm a fashionista, and I always have been. I've always believed in just having your own style, whether it's a little bit crazy, no matter if society likes it or not. So yeah, I'm a fashionista. I like experimenting with styles, whether, you know, they're crazy or not so crazy. I'm a big believer in that. And I've always been one to completely experiment with my taste to an extreme level. So go ahead, experiment with whatever you want to wear, but I've always been like that since I was a kid. I've been the biggest Pocahontas fan in the world since I was about 10, and I sing 1 Pocahontas song at least once or twice a week. No, your favorite princess is Pocahontas? Who would have thought? I prefer misunderstood animals above a lot of other animals. Now, I am a strong believer in loving all kinds of different types of animals, you know, but to be honest, I've always liked the misfit type animals more than the average animals. Don't get me wrong, I love things like dogs and things like that and cats, but I'm a big, huge believer in trying to see the best in some of the animals that are misunderstood. So possums, skunks, rats, snakes, all those types of animals like armadillos, who knows, black cats and crows, all those kind of animals are really misunderstood, and I've always liked them, even since I was a kid, more than the average animals. In a way. What actually got me into pet care, and I don't mean just liking pets, what actually got me into pet care and collecting pets is a channel called Snazzy Nikki. I talked about that just earlier. But it's a channel called Snazzy Nikki. You can go check it out, but she quit about 3 years ago or so. But she actually got me into pet care because I thought it was amazing that she collected and rehabilitated all these pets, and she was only like, I think 16 or 15 when she started the channel. I couldn't believe how smart she was. I'm like, why am I not this smart? And I'm older than her. It's like, what? But she definitely got me into pet care. Even though I'm super loud and talkative and social, I get along best with people who are kind of introverts, even though I'm an extrovert. I don't know why, but I get along with people the best when they're introverted. And I've tried to mix well with extroverts, but it usually never works out. Not the best fact here, but ever since I was a little kid, I've always been super crazy and silly and a little extreme with some things, and I've never let anybody tell me that I can't be that way. Even if I've been a little torn down in the past, I don't really get this way as much anymore, but even when I've gotten torn down about being myself, I've never really let people stop me. I get right back up on my feet the next day, and I'm always true to myself. So make sure you're always true to yourself. And if you live in fear of being yourself around other people, then that's just not a good way to live. I'm not saying you shouldn't have a filter. There's a time and place for everything, but you shouldn't care too much what people think, because at the end of the day, you have a very short life, one life to live. And if you live your life just caring about the latest trends and caring about what other people think of you and things like that, and what other people are doing, and not true to yourself, then I don't know. It's not a good quality of life. Even though I am very social and always have been, I actually have a really hard time making friends. I don't know why, but it's always been this way. I've technically been making YouTube videos since I was only 16. Now, keep in mind there are videos and channels and stuff that are kind of deleted, but I have been trying to work on YouTube videos since I was only 16. I experimented and stuff like that, but I've always been trying to be in the spotlight and things like that since I was a kid. So I definitely think I'm born to do this. I just kind of had to find the right techniques to grow an audience, and finally I think it's sort of kind of working out. I technically love to dance. I haven't done it in quite a while because I've been really busy, but my favorite thing to do for a long time was to dance. And like I told you guys earlier, you know, the greatest night of my life was when I was dancing at my first dance. I really love dancing to hip hop and all that crazy stuff. So like I said, even though you guys wouldn't believe it, I'm very extroverted, and I will dance in front of a lot of people, yes, yes, and I love to dance to hip hop the most, for sure, because, you know, it gets me in the groove. My favorite thing to do when I was a kid is climb trees every single day in my little Pocahontas costume. So I had this little Pocahontas costume that I would wear every day, and I would literally climb trees all the time. And if you were to ask me what I want to do all the time when I was a kid, I would literally go outside, climb trees, find little insects to explore, bring home little turtles, little dogs, little cats, you name it. So I've always been a big nature freak ever since I was a kid. I was vegan once, and I absolutely loved it. I made all these crazy, awesome vegan recipes that were super yummy, and I definitely want to do it again sometime. I originally wanted to be an actress when I was about 16, so I went in theater class in school for a long time, in middle school through high school. I was in theater class, and I was in a couple little plays, nothing fancy though, but I was trying to actually become an actress. That was originally what I wanted to do. He's getting a little, yeah. But I always considered myself funny. I know I'm not funny at all, but I always considered myself funny and entertaining and a little crazy, so I thought, why not try to be an actor / actress or whatever. So, but I did only want to be in theater. I didn't really want to be in movies, but yeah, that is something I've wanted to do for a very long time. And of course, as you can see, I don't want to take that route now. I kind of want to educate people about pets. You know what I mean? It's selfless. I feel like helping people with pets is kind of cooler. And I didn't really decide that I didn't want to do that until I was about 19. If I was president of the United States, I would shut down animal testing factories and the animal factories in general where they make meat and stuff like that. If I was president, I would shut all those down, and I would try to enforce nature growth in a lot of areas. So yeah, I think that would be kind of cool. I haven't cut my hair in a very long time, and I am never going to cut my hair any shorter than my butt area. Another fact is I have been trying to grow my hair for a very long time now, for a few years, and it's finally getting to the length that I want. I was going through a phase in my life, well, not a phase, but I was going through a part in my life where I was using coconut oil and argan oil and doing all these crazy things to help my hair grow. And, you know, finally I think maybe it paid off, or maybe just not cutting my hair helped eventually. I've had to go through a series of treatments trying to finally get this hair the way I want it. Because I went through a phase in my life where I was doing really harmful, crazy things to my hair, and I feel like that damaged it for quite a while. Big shocker here, but I wanted to be a vet tech at some point. I decided, of course, that that's not really what I want to do, and I'm more into pet care, but for a while I was studying to be a vet tech very, very seriously. I was definitely taking that seriously. Eventually said no on that, but yeah, it does make sense though, huh? Decided I didn't want to do it after I figured out that the vet techs were in charge of euthanasia, I believe, so I was not gonna bring myself to do that all the time. My favorite motto is not how fast you get there, but how you got there. So basically, the growth and, you know, the process is basically better than how fast you get to your end goal. Yeah, what you doing? What you doing? My favorite thing to talk about, my favorite two little things are of course pets, and right now I currently like talking about business ideas. It's probably boring for you guys, but I love talking about little ways to grow pet adventures as a business. As of right now, I constantly have projects and business on the mind. So, little fact there. My first official pet was a little black cat named Chocolate that my mom got for me when I was 5 years old. And I ended up screwing it up and she ended up hating me because I didn't know how to take care of any pet for the life of me. Was not the best idea to get me a pet at 5 years old. But yeah, the cat ended up growing up to hate me and I deeply resent that. But then my second pet was a Jack Russell dog that ended up loving me and became my best friend for about 8 years or so. His name was Skippy and we grew a really awesome bond, and I wish I could have grown that with Chocolate. But when I got Skippy, I was around like 8 or 9 years old, maybe, I think, something around that time. And if I had gotten Chocolate around that time, I probably would have been able to do better. But yeah, he was an awesome, awesome dog. My favorite domesticated animal is a cat, and my favorite wild animal would have to be a tiger. So almost the same thing there if you think about it in a way. My favorite colors are pink and purple. I deeply, truly want to grow up to be like my grandmother. Now I know I'm grown up, but like I want to completely grow up in a way to be like my grandmother. She was the most independent, fiercest, sweetest, most awesome person I have ever met in my life. She is literally my hero. And I can only hope to be like her some days, so that's definitely a goal. She was so awesome because she never let anybody tell her who she can and cannot be, and I can just only hope to be as independent and fierce and kind and generous as her. If I could have any power in the world, I would have to choose two powers, and that would be, I mean, unless this can be like a two-in-one deal, but if I could have any powers in the world, it would be to talk to animals and communicate with nature. What I mean by that is, of course, talk to animals, and I kind of wish that, like, well, nature would kind of communicate with me, kind of similar in the way that Moana was always communicating with the ocean and how the ocean would talk to her. So that's kind of what I mean. Like, I wish that every bit of nature would do that with me, kind of like trees and the ocean and stuff like that. And I really wish I could talk to animals. Like, I wish I knew exactly what was going through their brain. But for the most part, you know, I guess animals do talk to us. And we actually can learn their language, every one of them. Technically, animals communicate physically and sometimes vocally. But I wish I could kind of talk to them in a better way that we both understand each other. We can't communicate with animals. Like, they don't know what we're trying to say to them. So, I wish I had that power. In my heritage, I have technically got a lot of German down the line in my blood. So, don't know if you can tell, but I got German somewhere in here. I truly love hanging out with you guys. I love my Adventures crew, and this is true. I love talking with you guys. I love doing things for you guys. Like, you know how I created like a Facebook and a Twitter and an Instagram for you guys, all for you. I actually love doing that. I love talking with you guys, and I try to get to you guys as much as I can. I literally private message a lot of you guys. I love asking you guys how you're doing, if you need help with your pets. I truly love doing that. That is a passion of mine, talking to you guys, and it will be around forever. I promise you it will. I will always try to talk with you guys. Even if I can't talk with all of you guys, if I have a lot of subscribers someday, I'm gonna find some way to communicate with you guys on a really good level. So yeah, I truly love talking with you guys. One time I was climbing a tree when I was a kid, and I actually fell out of it pretty high, and my mother had to kind of like hit my back and stuff. Luckily she was there to save me, but my mom hit me on the back and got me to start breathing again, because when I fell out of the tree I had kind of lost consciousness a little bit, and then after that I just couldn't breathe. Like, I guess the wind got knocked out of me. So that was something that happened to me. The first time I officially stole something was the official last time I ever stole something. I was with one of my friends and we were at a outside mall. It was called the Boardwalk in Louisiana. And we stole a bunch of glasses, sunglasses, just for no reason, because we were being bad kids. And yeah, that was the first real bad thing I had ever done in my life, and the first thing I had ever stole. And we got caught by the cops pretty early because we were being pretty obvious about it. And it was pretty funny, and I did cry, and I literally got on my knees and begged the cop to not bring me to jail because he was trying to scare us so that we wouldn't do it. And I literally thought we were going to go to jail. So yeah, it's kind of funny. My favorite foods are anything that involve pasta, so noodles, and anything that has Cajun spices in it, I will eat. I laugh excessively when I am extremely nervous. Yes, I do get nervous sometimes. There was only one time that I got an award at school. It was called a citizenship award, and it was just for like attending school enough or something like that. And it was the first time I ever got an award, and I screwed it up because I tripped in front of my entire school. So that was nice. And the last fact about me, just something random here, but I have never had stage fright in my entire life. So yeah, those are a couple of facts about me. I hope that was 50. If not, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure it was 50 because I have my list down here. But you know, if it wasn't, oh well. So yeah, those are 50 facts about me, and I'm just gonna go put Phoenix up because he's been here long enough. He's probably really stressed out now. So I hope you guys enjoyed these 50 facts about me. It's just an like kind of a in honor of 5K. I know that this is a bit late. I know I got 5K already like a week ago, I think, or something, but I wanted to do something completely different that I've never done here in Pet Adventures, and don't get used to it because it's not going to be a regular thing. I am not going to make videos about myself on a pet channel. And you know, there's nothing wrong with that if you don't consider yourself an all pet channel. Some people consider themselves half pet channel and half host, but here I want to try my best to make it more about the pets. But this is, I am the host of Pet Adventures, so there's nothing wrong with getting to know your host of a show every now and then. So again, if you guys really want to see more stuff like that and know more about me, I would have to make another channel on that, and I probably won't be doing that for a very long time, but yeah, I hope you guys like this. So I will see you guys later. Do not forget to buy our merchandise that is on my site right now. I also have a merch shop on Spreadshirt, so go check those out. Links are down below. Don't forget to check out all my social medias. I have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, you name it. I literally have every social media you can think of. And I haven't been on here for a while, but I do a lot of streams on YouNow, so go check that out. I kind of took a break from that for a while because I've been busy with another project. I've been helping somebody start their own YouTube channel and their own show, so that's been very time consuming, so I'm juggling that between that and Pet Adventures. But I will see you guys later. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you can be a part of the Adventures crew here, and give this video a big thumbs up, especially if you love pets, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!